Hi there, I'm Matthew, and I'm project leader of Matrix and CEO CTO at Element, and I would like to show you just how quickly you can stand up a Matrix 2.0 stack these days for experimentation purposes. This is a follow-on video from one that I did at the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic in April 2020, when it became very obvious it would be useful to tell people just how easily they could get up and running on their own secure, decentralized, interoperable communication platform using Matrix and Riot as we were then, and indeed Jitsi for voice and video calling. These days, 4.5 years later, things have moved on a lot for the better, and we are well overdue doing another of these videos to show just how simply you can experiment with Matrix 2.0, as we announced a few weeks ago. So what's new with Matrix 2.0 is that you have instant sync, you have natively integrated voice and video, no more Jitsi I'm afraid, you have next generation auth via OpenID Connect, and you also have infinitely improved encryption. So wanted to show you just how easy it is to use. I hasten to add this is not intended as a production guide or for running serious Matrix servers or commercial Matrix servers. It comes with no support or guarantees or indeed maintenance. This is just me effectively putting together a quick demo of something that I would want to see myself if I, as a hacker, went and stumbled across Matrix for the first time and wanted to rapidly run it locally or perhaps on a toy server like a Raspberry Pi using Docker just to see and get an idea of how it works and how it fits together and whether I want to invest more in running it more seriously. So, with that in mind, let me go and show you Element Docker Demo, which is this little project that I put together. And it sits on GitHub here, Element HQ/Element Docker Demo. I'm going to go and clone it locally. And I'm going to start off just running this on my local laptop under Docker. So obviously I need to have installed Docker Compose, and then I need to set up some kind of TLS certificate so I can get at it. And I'm going to use Philo Sotile's amazing mkcert project for that. So I'm going to install it via brew. As it happens, I already have it installed, but if you're on a Mac, then it will say, it would go and pull it in, say, via brew. Then the next thing the README says is to run the setup script. Now, what the setup script does is to set up a .env file out of a template with the domain that we're going to use, and also, probably do it in the right directory. There we go. So I'm going to use my local laptop sim domain, shadowfax.local, and I am going to use mkcert to manage the SSL, and that's it. So this has now gone and created a .env file. You can see the domain here is shadowfax.local, and it interpolates from that the 6 other domains that you need for running Synapse as a home server, MAS as an authentication service, Element Web, Element Cool for voice and video, LiveKit, which is the backend we use for mixing together the encrypted voice and video for Element Cool, and then a JWT integration to link LiveKit into the rest of Matrix, and a bunch of other environment variables that you can tweak here if you wanted to. Now, one important thing is that I need to tell my laptop where where these domains are and put them in etc. hosts. And so there is a little one-liner I can run here that will go and run the environment file and put them into my hosts file. So if I tail the end of my etc. hosts now, you can see it's gone and created a pointer for localhost for Shadowfax local, and then Matrix or for Element Cool, LiveKit, and LiveKit JWT. Right, so all I have to do now is to clear the screen and type docker compose up. And what it will do is to first of all download the containers if it doesn't already have them. And then it will set Redis and Mailhog, which is a sample SMTP server, Postgres, because it stands up a Postgres within Docker, and Synapse running, and that's it. We're now done. We're live. So if I go to my web browser and I go to shadowfax.local, then it throws me straight into my new Element instance. So if I hit sign in and hit continue, it's going to throw me over to the new authentication service. So we are now using OpenID Connect for all auth in Matrix, which means that you'll get authenticated by a separate auth service. This isn't sort of social login, it's not third-party login, it's basically just next generation auth that gives you loads and loads of nice features by having it run by a proper identity system rather than the slightly DIY thing that we had before in Matrix. So first of all, I need to create an account, and the way to do that is to go and look at the bottom of our README here that says to register a user, we use the authentication service command line client to go and register a user. So let's go and pop into here and run that. So I'm going to create a user called Matthew on my brand new instance. I'm going to give it a password. And I'm going to give it an email address. And I'm going to create it. Dun. And there we have it. Go back to my mass instance here. Log in. Give it access to my account. Sure. And I'm in. So you can see that this is a nice new Matrix instance here. I can go and do things like, create a chat room and say, hi everyone, look, brand new Matrix server running locally. And perhaps I can do something like, set a video room going using element call too. So if you haven't seen Element Call, this is it. It's native voice and video that uses Matrix for all of the end-to-end encryption. So it's no longer calling out to something like Jitsi. It's actually storing the encryption, or is building on your normal Matrix encryption, so that the video calling has all the same guarantees that you get from the rest of Matrix in terms of security. If I go and join this call right now, it's just me in the call. How exciting. So this is sort of showing how you would get up and running. Let me give you a bit of a tour as to what's happening behind the scenes here. So if I go over to my Docker desktop now, there is indeed a Docker Compose stack running using a whole 5% CPU and 920 megabytes of RAM. And if we expand this guy out, you'll see that there's actually a whole bunch of containers which are running behind the scenes. Some of them are things like certbot, which isn't actually doing anything because there's nothing to do and not using letsencrypt. You've got 3 containers that are used to initialize the stack in the first place, generating secrets and setting up the templates of the config or the templated config based on the templates. And then we have the element call nginx, element web nginx. We've got the LiveKit backend, the JWT integration, Redis to glue Synapse together, and also used, I think, by LiveKit. MailHog as somewhere to put your emails. In practice, you would point this at your real SMTP smart host using the environment variables and .env. Then finally, a Postgres, a load balancer for everything, Matrix authentication service, and out of the box, it comes with 3 Synapse processes. The main one, and then a generic worker used for sync, and then a federation worker, just to show that this can support multiple workers, although that's the extent of the sophistication here. And if I go and do, Docker container ls, then it will show me these at the command line. They're all up for the last 4 minutes whilst I've been talking away at you, and we could go and pick one like, Synapse here, and do docker logs Synapse, and you can see all of the logs there as I've been messing around doing that quick demo. So, it doesn't get much easier than that. It takes about 10 seconds to set up this dummy stack on localhost. But you're probably wondering, what now? I can't talk to the rest of Matrix. I'm sitting on localhost. What happens if I do this on a real server? Well, I'm glad you asked, because if we go over to dangerousdemos.net, my favorite test server, then here's one I made earlier. It's the same setup as before. I've got my environment here, and if we look at this one has been set up to be called dd.dangerousdemos, so docker demo.dangerousdemos.net. Otherwise, looking very similar to the other one. I'm also using letsencrypt rather than mkcert to manage the containers here. Right now, there isn't anything running, I think. Let's check. Yep, no containers running. So let's do a docker compose up on this. You can see it grabs all the containers, sets them running, and hey presto, we have, hopefully, yeah, there we go. It's an app's running now on, and let's go to this one, element.dd.dangerousdemos.net. Now I'm actually already logged in on this because I did a trial run, so I didn't have to bore you with registering an account. But otherwise, the server hasn't been used at all. So let's see whether this guy can federate. I'm going to go and try to talk to myself on my Element home server. Well, it's looking promising that it's pulled in my avatar and my name there. Hit go. And I guess I should probably head over to my Element server here and look at my invites. And you kind of hope that I will see... Oh no, I need to send a message first. Hello, me. Create a room with Matthew. And there we go. There's an invite coming in from Matthew on Dangerous Demos. That was close. So I answer that. Hello, me. I can say, hello, me too. Fancy meeting you here without the double space. So there you have it. Very, very basic interoperable matrix server up and running. I think it's worth noting that the original run-through from April 2020 took about 15 minutes to get to this point. So we've gone from about 15 minutes to 10 seconds in terms of the stand-up time for the whole stack, plus it does a hell of a lot more than the original deployment did back then. So what else can I show you here? I guess an obvious thing we could do is to set a video call go. Actually, no, what I'll do is to show you the experience on Element X, plugging into this new stack. So one of the lovely benefits that you get with NextGen Auth or OpenID Connect is that in order to log in on my iPhone, which I have hooked up here, move things around so you can actually see it. Let's go and put this here perhaps and hide me in the corner. So I've got Element X here. Ooh. And out of the box, this is what it looks like. Be in your element, and now we have sign in with QR code. So if on Element Web I go to link new device, it shows me a QR code, and if I click sign in with QR code and I scan that code, then it will prompt me to enter 58 there, just as a double check. Hit continue to give it access to my account. And if we switch back to this, it shows you a verification code that you typically don't need to use, like we didn't need to use it then. I'm going to opt into stats because I'm a nice person, and you can see that's it. I'm now in on Element X. I didn't need to specify the server, my username, my password. I didn't need to set up any of my encryption, and you can see that it even pulled in my historical end-to-end encryption data there. So completely seamless experience on a completely virginal server sitting out there on the web. Then you point Element X at it like that. You can also see that I have this new session signed in there. We need to make those IDs prettier, but suffice it to say that that's me coming in on my iPhone. So if I say, I know on my iPhone here, hello, then there comes the message, no shields, no warnings or anything. You can see that it's me, and then obviously that will also come through on my Matthew on element.io account too. So what else can we do whilst we're here? Well, obviously we should set a video call going. So I'm just going to do that from Element Web, and I'm going to use the new Element calling system based on Matrix RTC. So this isn't a video room, this is actually going and initiating the call, and you can hear the annoying ringtone, which we still need to improve, showing that the call has come through on my Element account there. That's going to mute things to stop the annoying echo. So this is a fully federated native Matrix video call going in there. But one of the fun things which we could do these days, if I go and lay this out in a way that you can see what's happening, is that we support multiple devices, going and participating in the same call these days. So I'm logged in on Dangerous Demos, both on my Element Web here, as well as on Element X on the right. And so if I hit the join button here on Element X, I should be able to pop into the call too. And this is using the Element call instance that I've hosted, and here it is. That's it working. So you can see me by mobile angle as well as on the other screens here. So I'm literally participating as multiple people on the same call there, which is pretty cool in the grand scheme of things. And because I'm using the develop branch of Element Call and Element Web, I think I can even do silly things like send emoji reactions. Let's do a round of applause. You can see that coming up on Element X as well as the Element Web instance at the bottom. I could go and raise my hand like that, and you can see that I raise my hand across both devices at the same time, and all that good stuff too. So that shows you how native Matrix video calling works these days. I could even go into there and share my screen. Let's see how well that works. Yeah, you have it. So I've got a nice screen share now happening on all of them, including on mobile. I can probably drop my hand by now, right? There we go. Stop raising my hand. And I can lay things around as you might expect here on Element Web. I can move into Spotlight mode. I could go full screen on this, and it's starting to get a bit ugly now, so perhaps I'll stop that and hang it up. So that is just giving you an idea of some of the things which we have in Matrix 2.0. I won't bore you with all of the encryption improvements, but suffice it to say that there aren't any unable to decrypt messages here, and we really should not see them anymore other than in incredibly unusual error scenarios. And we're also doing a lot more work to shift over to trust on first use, as well as improving warnings so that they basically never occur unless something really bad is happening. What else can I show you? I suspect this is probably about it. In some ways it's a bit anticlimactic that it's so simple to set it up and have it run these days. Again, this doesn't come with any guarantees. It's just intended to be a quick way to use Docker to stand things up. Meanwhile, if you want to run a proper server instance, you should look at Element Server Suite, which is the commercially supported Kubernetes distribution of Matrix that we put together as Element. This gives you scalability, it gives you high availability, it gives you all the benefits of elastic scaling in Kubernetes, and is fully supported. However, it's also slightly chunkier to get up and running, and that's why for now we've got the Docker demo, although I'm hoping that in a couple of months we'll probably replace this with an example of using Element Server Suite and Community Edition to get up and running almost as easily. So watch this space and see what happens. Meanwhile, hope this was useful for somebody. Do let me know if it was or not. We have to beat the 60,000 views that the previous video got. But either way, thanks for listening, and thanks for flying Matrix. Bye.